The Board of Appeals hearing on October 3rd, 2024 is now in order. First, we'll do roll call, starting at my left.
Richard Weiner, present.
Jeff Carhart, present.
William Putland, present.
Candace Basoli, present.
Phil Powell, present.
Thank you. The purpose of our hearing tonight, we have two cases on the docket. Case 546, which is 414 Market Street, we will be hearing first. And this is a request for a conditional use. At this time, anyone wishing to speak at this hearing, please stand for the oath. Raise your right hand. Do you hereby solemnly declare or affirm under penalties of perjury that the responses given and statement made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can be seated. The codified zoning ordinances of the Mayor and City Council of Havre specify procedures governing the operation of the Boards of Appeal of the city. Section 3 dictates administrative requirements to be met prior to the hearing. This includes advertising, posting the property, and notification of applicable property owners. Have these requirements been met?
Yes.
Have you received any responses from interested parties?
No, we have not.
No? Okay, thank you. The ordinances also govern, just my glasses again, the ordinance also govern the operation of the Board of Appeals for the city as a matter of public records and is available at City Hall should anyone wish to review it. The applicant, again, tonight is requesting a conditional use. And first, we will hear from the Department of Planning. Please, when you, prior to start, please state your name, address, and take it away.
Thank you, Chair, Board. Eric Lawrence, 711 Pennington Avenue, City Hall. First case before you today is case number 546, which is a conditional use for accessory dwelling unit by the owner Elizabeth Laverick and Karen Merchant at 414 Market Street. The staff report is available online. It is in a PDF format. You can download it. It's on the city's calendar. You can click on there. It'll say agenda packet, and you can download everything and access it at home. So the Department of Planning recommendation and suggested conditions are as follows. The Department of Planning recommends approval for the conditional use request for a detached garage ADU on the subject property as requested. However, should the Board of Appeals approve of the conditional use request for the ADU on the subject property, the Department of Planning offers no recommendations nor conditions beyond what is required by city code. If you have any questions, I'm available. Thank you.
Any questions for the department?
No.
No? Next, who else would like to speak tonight? Please come forward again. State your name and address.
Good evening. David Minnan. I reside at 414 Market Street. So we're requesting approval of an accessory dwelling unit, size 2636 right now, essentially a garage apartment above it. The reason for the variance is because our existing footprint is 1,665 feet. The 936 square foot footprint of the 2636 ADU exceeds the 50% mark. So we're requesting a variance for that. Not essentially that narrows us down to 2434, 816 square feet. So that's what we're proposing here.
Okay. Questions for?
Yeah, what are you going to use the ADU for?
Actually, it's going to be for my mother-in-law over here. She currently resides next door in the apartment building. The stairs become a little challenging, and we're looking to include an elevator in this and have her closer to us. So immediately, it would be an in-law apartment. So,
Okay.
So we're trying to outfit this for her needs at the moment.
Okay, great. Other questions?
I've none.
None? Okay, being that there are no other questions, the board will adjourn. The time is now 6:35, and we will discuss the testimony and come back with our decision.
Okay, thank you.
The Board of Appeal is back, hearing for December 3rd, case number 546. The time is 6:40, and do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve case number 546 as presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 The case has been heard and approved, and we wish you a lot of luck. Thanks. All right. All right. Everybody ready to go? Okay. Change glasses again here. Okay, the Board of Appeals hearing, case number 547, October 3rd, 2024, is what we're now hearing. Again, the purpose of this hearing is for a conditional use. At this time, anyone wishing to speak at this meeting, please stand for the oath. Raise your right hand. Do you hereby solemnly declare or affirm, under the penalties of perjury, that the responses given as statement made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thanks. You may be seated. The codified zoning ordinances of the Mayor and City Council of Havre specifies procedures governing the operation of the Boards of Appeal of the city. Section 3 dictates administrative requirements to be met prior to the hearing. This includes advertising, posting the property, and notification of applicable property owners. Have these requirements been met?
Yes.
Have you received any response from interested parties?
No, we have not.
Okay, thank you. The ordinance governing the operation of the Boards of Appeal for the city is a matter of public records and is available at City Hall should anyone wish to review it. The applicant tonight, again, is requesting a conditional use. First, we will hear from the Department of Planning. Again, please state your name and address before speaking.
Thank you, Chair, Board, applicants. Eric Lawrence, 711 Pennington Avenue, City Hall. The case we're presenting before you today is 547 for a conditional use variance for the ADU. The staff report is available online in PDF format for available to download. It is accessible by going to the city website, clicking on the city calendar, and on Board of Appeals, there will be a link there called Agenda Packet. You click on that, download it, and you can follow along digitally. The applicant's request is requesting conditional use for approval for converting an existing two-story, 1,200 gross square feet, 20 by 30 detached two-car garage office into a detached garage accessory dwelling unit. They are also requesting a variance from 205-9H1, requiring the lot owner to occupy one of the dwellings on the lot as a principal residence. The Department of Planning recommendation and suggested conditions are as follows. The Department of Planning recommends denial for the variance request stated above because there does not seem to be a hardship and the property has working uses on it as an office as it currently exists. However, if the board approves the variance request, we recommend approval of the conditional use for a converted detached 600 square feet garage ADU on the subject property. The Department of Planning offers no recommendations nor conditions beyond what is required by city code. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm available.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Eric now? No? Okay, thank you. Who else would like to speak?
I'm Kathy Bomboy Castile, 903 Arthur Road in Havre de Grace. We're seeking this approval, and the one hang-up is the fact that we don't physically live there. However, we occupy the bottom garage as storage, and one of our family members is there every single day. The lot is diagonal to where my parents currently live, but we physically cannot live there. The apartment that's already there is established, people live in it, and like I said, we're there every day, and the property's directly across the street from us and from the fire department, and we see other office space in town that's available for rent, but we don't see housing that's really available, and we'd really like to create a small apartment that can either be used for one of our employees or someone in town, or even one of the grandkids. But we just like to create a housing situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions, please? Hold up. Okay, so there could be questions. Do we have any questions? Anyone?
Not at this time.
Questions? No, not at this time. Okay, thank you very much. Would anyone else like to speak? Swear. Okay, really to speak, you really do have to be sworn in, so raise your right hand. Do you, make me do this, change my glasses again, this might cost more. Let's see here. Do you hereby solemnly declare or affirm under penalties of perjury that your responses given and statement made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please state your name and your address prior to speaking.
Eileen Fitzgerald, Gylleen Fitzgerald, 300 Market. I'm the property next door.
Mhm.
So the only question I had that I didn't see was parking. Because we're across the street from the fire station, so there is no frontage parking because of the fire station. That's my concern,
Your
is the
concern
parking.
is the question? Yes, you can.
There's currently plenty of parking. It's
Oh, please, no, you, we need you on the mic.
As far as the parking situation, there's currently plenty of parking there. Actually, it's zoned for an office, so you could have 6 cars there through in and out through the day, whereas if you had a resident, you'd only have 1 or 2. So the impact of parking, it's on the lot, and like I said, it'd be less traffic coming through if it's an apartment versus a office building or
Okay.
any other retail establishment.
Ma'am, while you're on the mic,
it's-
let me, one that I should have asked you earlier. You ran through a couple of scenarios for tenants that included family members, employees. Is it your intent to rent this out?
Yes, it is our intent to rent it,
Okay,
yes.
all right, thank you. Eric, is the, does
you
the
go
off,
on.
I'm sorry?
And I say, the other concern about the parking is, and maybe it's a one-off or something, but there was a full luxury bus there. So between the bus that took up the space and then the tenant upstairs, and then the downstairs in the back garage is occupied by painted ladies. So when they come in, it was looking crowded and looking very junky next to my property. And I spent a heck of a lot of money to improve that corner from what looked like the crack house before I bought that corner. And I don't want to see my property value go down by what's happening next door to me. So I'm concerned about it. It's not saying no, I'm concerned, and I would like to see some constraints on the use and on that lot, because it is, I mean, it's a long gravel driveway, and cars, and they go in and out, and they double park, but it was very much a shock to see that luxury liner bus sit outside my house or next door. And yes, if it's permissible, fine. I just want to know how much more am I going to see
Okay,
with that? Thank you.
all right, thank you, valid concern.
The bus was a one-day event that we had where 50 confectioners from across the world came to our place, to Bomboy's Candy, and we opened our doors to them and we held seminars. It was a one-off event that we didn't want to take up city street parking, and the availability of parking was on our property at 310, so that's why we took advantage of it. We notified our tenants that day. All the tenants on the property knew that the bus was going to be there, and they were okay with it. And like I said, it's not something that frequently happens. The last time we had a convention hosted at our facility was 7 years ago.
Okay,
So the bus was parked there for one day, from 8 to 4:30.
okay, thank you, all right.
Kathy, Are there plans to have the gravel paved at all?
We have been told that it's supposed to be an
Is it
impervious.
impervious?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are not allowed to pave it. We wish we could, because we
you
understand that gravel is
Assumed
noisy.
Impervious paving, though? Other methods, pavers are permitted for impervious, right? And they're a paver, Eric?
There are,
Yes, alternative methods are available at their
Right.
discretion. The gravel driveway is considered impervious. I mean, it's within critical area. It would involve a closer look by our critical area representative.
okay. And the size is adequate for, does it meet the requirements for 2 cars?
Yes, the current dwellings on the lot both meet off-street parking requirements as required.
Okay, all right.
And just to follow up, that the both buildings, garage, dwellings are currently meeting the critical area 10% mitigation requirement currently. So they are up to code on that as well.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No? At this time, it is 6:45. The board will adjourn and discuss. 6:55, it is now back in order. Hey, guys, so sharp back there. The time is 6:55, and we are, the Board of Appeals is now back in order. Do we have a recommendation?
Yes, Chairman, we do. Board would like to motion that we accept and approve the variance and the conditional use as presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Nay.
Opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay. Being that we are 4 in the yays and 1 in the nays, your request has been approved. We wish you luck. Yes. Yes.
Our intention is to make the building look better.
Uh-huh.
And